The threat from climate change is serious, it is urgent, and it is growing.
Probleme sind gewaltig. Jeden Tag sterben weltweit etwa 150 Tier- und Pflanzenarten aus.
Rising sea levels threaten every coastline.
As a nation made up of over 7,000 islands, rising seas due to global warming take on a whole new meaning.
More powerful storms and floods threaten every continent.
Disasters like Malacca is not that unusual now. So we have to be prepared for the worst.
More frequent droughts and crop failures.
A few years ago in Zimbabwe, we would be able to predict when the first rain will fall. But today, rains are not predictable. They fall anytime, and when they do, people are swept away.
On shrinking islands, families are already being forced to flee their homes as climate refugees.
Our islands are just 1 meter above sea level, and the impact of the greenhouse emissions are killing our people.
Methane is also a big part of the issue. Livestock farming, particularly the industrial feedlot operations, and when you hear people say that industrial livestock farming is a big part of global warming, they're absolutely right.
We know that short-lived carbon forcers like methane contribute significantly to the warming of our planet, and because they are short-lived, they also give us an opportunity to make rapid progress if we work to limit them.
It's much easier to think it's all the fault of, coal miners or a power station a long way away. We can all focus the blame somewhere else and just say, government's got to make that change over there, rather than think about, oh well, actually, we've got to make some change ourselves. We've got to reduce the amount of animal products we consume, and we can do it now. We don't have to wait for government to do anything.
Regular citizens can do all kinds of things, just make smart choices about the kinds of products that they buy.
Fresh fruits and vegetables, organic food, and we believe that people are given an abundance of healthy choices, they will make the right choice.
Because I know that environmentally it's the right thing to do. I know in terms of health it's the right thing to do, and ethically it's the right thing to do.
By making this small change in our family's diets and adding more fresh fruits and vegetables, Barack, the girls, me, we all started to notice over a very short period of time that we felt much better and we had more energy.
And really inducing all the people to go vegetarian, to be vets, go green, to save the planet.
This is the moment now to limit and reverse the climate change we are inflicting on future generations. Not later, not at another conference, not in a later decade.
Salvar el planeta es salvarnos, salvar nuestras vidas y de todos los seres vivientes.
This is a new, fresh dynamics which we must seize. I sincerely hope that we can seize this momentum.
I think if all the governments of all the countries will work together to promote the meatless style of living, it will definitely will save the planet.
Eat veg, go green, to save our planet.
We can see that the number of obese and overweight young people is increasing dramatically. The figures are alarming.
Right now, 1 in 3 children are overweight or obese. When we see these rates increase and all the illnesses that result from obesity, whether it's cancer,
heart disease, high blood pressure, this is a very serious business.
Obesity, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure cost this country more than $120 billion each year.
Hermanas y hermanos, cuando hablamos del pollo, El pollo que comemos está cargado de hormonas.
It's important for the public to know exactly what it is that they're eating and how it's affecting their health.
You know, animal products are linked to heart disease and diabetes. For kids, it's, you know, early onset diabetes in addition to allergies of all kinds.
When you look at kids, 1 in 3 will get diabetes, 1 in 5 has an abnormal cholesterol level. The good news is there are more people who are aware than ever before and are trying to eat in a better way. Plant-based diets, they're good for everybody, and especially good for kids because it helps them to stay slim and healthy.
High blood pressure comes back down to normal. Blood sugars in adult onset diabetics returns to normal. Sore joints go away. These fearsome diseases I was taught never go away. They actually will if you change your food stream to a plant-based diet. And the more plant-based, the better. And the ultimate plant-based diet is a vegan diet.
We only get one body, so you might as well make sure you take care of it.
Get involved. Serve yourself a healthy plate of food. Simple changes can have an impact on your health.
Being a vegetarian to me was my edge, the way I was going to be ahead of the next guy trying to get my job, the way I was going to be ahead of the guy I had to play against. He couldn't beat me as long as he was harboring tons of flesh in his stomach at that time.
You know, I've never really had to exercise before, and I think partly because of being vegetarian. I just think it's really important to eat the healthiest you can if you know what's healthiest for you. It's obviously a non-animal diet.
I went on essentially a plant-based diet. I live on beans, legumes, vegetables, fruit. I drink a protein supplement every morning, no dairy. I drink almond milk mixed in with fruit and a protein powder, so I get the protein for the day when I start the day out. And it changed my whole metabolism, and I lost 24 pounds, and I got back to basically what I weighed in high school. But I did it for a different reason. I mean, I wanted to lose a little weight, but I never dreamed this would happen. I did it because after I had this stent put in, I realized that even though it happens quite often that after you have bypasses, you lose the veins because they're thinner and weaker than arteries. The truth is that it clogged up, which means that the cholesterol was still causing buildup in my vein that was part of my bypass. And thank God I could take the stents. I don't want it to happen again. So I did all this research, and I saw that 82% of the people since 1986 who have gone on a plant-based, no dairy, no meat of any kind, no chicken, turkey. I eat very little fish. Once in a while I'll have a little fish, not often. If you can do it, 82% of the people who've done that have begun to heal themselves. Their arterial blockage cleans up. The calcium deposit around their heart breaks up. This movement has been led by a doctor named Caldwell Esselstyn at the Cleveland Clinic, Dean Ornish, whom you know, out in California, the doctors Campbell, father and son, who wrote the China study, and a handful of others.
Vegetables and fruits fight diseases like cancer and heart problems, and they have a lot of vitamins in them too. That's what we want you all to think, that vegetables and fruits are the power to a good future. And quite frankly, healthy, good food tastes good.
Nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. Change your palate, change your life, and you just have to learn to love the food that loves you.
I think the next step is for the Congress to move forward to look at prevention of disease, which inevitably leads quite quickly to food, nutrition, diet.
And I just left the President's office, and we just signed the Agricultural Appropriations Bill, which includes additional resources to assist us in providing more fruits and vegetables.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, you have an environmental and social health, humanitarian, I mean, you name it, there's an issue there. And so there are many good reasons to live this way.
I think it's really beautiful and amazing that the food that heals us, nourishes us, gives us our best selves is also the same food that heals the planet and is kind to other creatures. It just so happens to be a win-win for everyone.
Everybody wins, really. All the earthlings win.
It's a win-win-win situation. It's good for the environment, it's good for people, it's good for animals.
I'm a vegan because I think we need to treat the animals right, and because animal raising is affecting the climate radically, and because I think that it's not okay to kill when you can live based on plants?
The fish and the pigs are my favorite.
Yeah, why don't we eat them?
Because we love animals. Because they don't like to get eaten.
I just find it so cruel the way people treat animals. So I say, if everyone just decides to be vegan or raw, well, there'd be no more slaughtering, no more fights, and no more pollution. And my dream world would be real.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tony Gonzalez from the Atlanta Falcons, and I want to tell you, be veg, go green to save our planet.
Be veg, go green to save the planet.
My whole world's changed, and I feel happier, and I feel really grateful and inspired.
Because I love them and I care about them.
Changed my life when I'm healthier.
It actually benefits the entire planet.
We now know that animal agriculture is the biggest contributor to climate change.
They feel as we feel. And it's not good for the human soul and for the world for us to mistreat.
I just think it's really important to eat the healthiest you can if you know what's healthiest for you. It's obviously a non-animal diet, so...
If you love animals, the first thing you should do is stop eating them, not the last thing.
You know, the old paradigm, we are what we eat.
I stopped eating meat 7 years ago. It felt really good. You should try exploring more vegetarian options too.
My name's Kenneth Williams. I'm the world's first vegan bodybuilder champion and national spokesperson. The 21st century athlete. If he wants to move further in his and her development, they're going to have to come to grips with eating properly.
We have the power to really, imagine the future and to affect it if we want to. So
I believe we need to treat all life with incredible respect. And
every decision that we can make every day is going to make a difference to the planet. And
vegan diet, everybody wins. Really, all the earthlings win.
We don't have a right to be cruel to anything or anyone. The environment, the animals, each other, our families. I mean,
animals give nothing but pure love, pure joy.
We're both vegan. We practice compassion in ways that inform who we are in our lives.
Shakyamuni Buddha, Jesus Christ, St. Francis of Assisi, Leonardo da Vinci, Shania Twain, Leo Tolstoy, Albert Einstein, Alicia Silverstone, Tobey Maguire, Joaquin Phoenix, Pamela Anderson. What do these distinguished people of the past and present have in common? They represent the circle of vegetarian and vegan elite and some of the most gifted and accomplished people in the world.
up to all of us to speak up for the animals. They have no voice. And there are terribly, horrifically cruel things being done to them on a daily basis that are absolutely unnecessary and that are also very bad for human health. I think we're at the cusp of a huge revolution in eating, and people are really starting to wake up to the cruelty in factory farming.
If a deer ran out in the road when you're driving, you'd swerve to avoid it.
Right.
Because you don't want to hit the deer. But yet you would eat a cow. I think it really is fundamentally unnatural.
We are vegan, as you would be if you went and saw what happens to animals when they are prepared for food. Everyone should be saving and rescuing animals instead, and vegan food is delicious on top of that.
I am vegan because it's the healthiest way to eat, so I'm vegan. You should be.
The biggest impact that we can have on our planet is through our food choices and what we have on our plate.
There's no question that the #1 contributor to climate change is livestock production. The quickest way to make an effect is to immediately start on a vegan diet. It also happens to be delicious and good for your health, so it's a win-win.
One of the reasons I became vegan is the golden rule. You know, the idea of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. The best way to increase my happiness and also hopefully increase the happiness of others is to actually be concerned for the well-being of other people and other animals. So that's a big part of my veganism as well.
If we have to follow what Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world, then we have to start with ourselves. And one way that we can make a major difference is to reduce our meat consumption.
It's a win-win-win situation. It's good for the environment, it's good for people, it's good for animals.
10 billion farm animals are killed every single year in America, and that's 1 million animals per hour. That's astounding. 1 million animals per hour are slaughtered for food. That really disturbs me.
So considering all these aspects, it's better to switch to vegetarianism, which will bring back nature's harmony and has a purifying effect.
Wait a minute. I'm getting mild, momentary amusement out of the flavors and feels of these products, and other animals are being tortured and losing their lives over it. Does that weigh out? Torture and loss of life over a few seconds of amusement. I mean, it just doesn't weigh. And I just thought, you know, I'm not going to do it. I just stopped.
Plant-based diets used to be thought of as something that only philosophers would have. Well, now we know that they're good for everybody, and especially good for kids because it helps them stay slim and healthy.
There's so many different reasons to go vegetarian. There's the health angle, the nutrition angle, the cruelty that animals faces. We have the environmental issue where it's a huge impact on the environment, and the #1 way you can go green is become a vegan.
The process opens your mind, it opens your heart. It connects you to the planet through these animals, through what you eat. The vegetarian consciousness is a higher consciousness.
They are some of the countless noble examples of compassion and wisdom. So keep in good company with the noble circle of vegetarian and vegan elite. And the list goes on.
Many brilliant Nobel laureates were ethical vegetarians. Their dedicated pursuits of the mind were grounded in well-developed principles, strong personal philosophies which acknowledged the sentience of animals and the importance of making sustainable choices as a society.
It's much more efficient and energy efficient to have a vegetarian lifestyle. I personally have been a vegetarian all my life, and I don't see any reason to change.
As long as people will shed the blood of innocent creatures, there can be no peace, no liberty, no harmony between people. Slaughter and justice cannot dwell together. Isaac Bashevis Singer, 1978, Nobel laureate for literature, vegetarian.
Until he extends the circle of his compassion to all living things, man will not himself find peace. Albert Schweitzer, 1952, Nobel laureate for peace, vegetarian.
Moving towards much lower consumption of meat would be the interests of human beings, and it certainly would be in the interests of the planet. So I would like to appeal to you to consider this carefully, and you would find that when you make such a move, you would be healthier, you would feel much better, and so would the planet.
Vegetarian food leaves a deep impression on our nature. If the whole world adopts vegetarianism, it can change the destiny of humankind. Albert Einstein, 1921, Nobel laureate for physics, vegetarian.
Be veg, go green to save the planet.
Sé ecológico por salvar el planeta.
Manger moins de viande, c'est mieux pour la nature.
Be veg, go green, save the planet.
Soyez végétalien, devenez écolo, sauvons tous la planète ensemble.
Be veg, go green, save the planet.
每一個人做少少嘢，世界就會產生呢個奇蹟。
Seja vegetariano, seja ecológico, salve o planeta.
Be vegan, go green, save the planet.
Ik ben Marianne Thieme, fractievoorzitter voor de Partij voor de Dieren in de Tweede Kamer in Nederland. Be veg, go green, save the planet.
让我们一起来记得这句口号，我们大家一起吃素，环保救地球。
Nhân cách Van Châu xin kính chào quý khán giả. Xin quý vị ăn chay, sống xanh, cứu địa cầu. Be veg, go green to save the planet.
If the world were to go 100% vegetarian right now, the good effect of it will be seen within more or less 60 days, 8 short weeks. And what kind of earth would we live in? To be Eden again. Things will be more lustful, abundance. People will feel happier, even without reason. They will not know why they feel happy. And food will be enough everywhere. River will run plentiful again. Disaster will cease. Heaven will smile on human. And good wishes will be fulfilled. That is a kind of Eden.